Hi, I'm Irving. You have just entered Cartertopia.
And the wonders that you do.
World War II ended decades ago, and we are now in the present day, which is to say 1977. When the war ended, Wonder Woman broke Steve's heart and returned to Paradise Island. He thought, well, I can always talk to Diana. She'll understand and know what to do. But somehow she got transferred and left when he wasn't looking. He spent the rest of his days in despair, wondering what he did that was so bad it drove her away. He died young, a broken man who never recovered from his shattered dream of being Wonder Woman's Wonder Man.
Oh yeah, there's an urgent reason for this mission, all right. And for our government's insistence on secrecy.
Well, I would like to hear that reason, Mr. Trevor.
But he knew the world couldn't survive without a Steve Trevor, so before he died, he sat on a photocopier for 6 months and cloned himself. The new Steve works for a government agency of some kind, and he's taking these people they know not where. But now that they're in the air and somewhere over the Caribbean, he can tell them what they're doing.
2 nuclear scientists and 2 nuclear engineers. I'd say it was a nuclear project.
And you would be right. A major installation in Latin America.
The big issue is terrorists. They've hit several critical targets in a number of Latin American countries, so these folks are headed for a top-secret meeting to come up with the best ways to protect this new power plant from the bad guys. But it may be too late because the bad guys are already watching.
Thank you. Now, these are the technical details, all top secret. And please remember that the conference, the location, the flight, everybody here is all confidential.
Which one is Dr. Solano?
Little men clinging to their petty illusions.
They got Sean Connery to do a cameo?
Excellent reception, Kleist.
Thank you, sir.
The slimy one is the doctor. The other guy is Igor or something like that. I didn't actually catch what he called him. Someone asks where they are now.
We should be over a very notorious part of the Caribbean. The Devil's Triangle. It's the 1800s. Over 1,000 ships have disappeared. And in this century alone, over 200 planes have vanished without trace, without explanation.
I've told you 1,000,000 billion times not to exaggerate. I think those numbers may be a bit inflated. And of course, the Devil's Triangle, or the Bermuda Triangle, they go back and forth on the name, is the perfect place to sabotage this conference. Dr. Solano flips a switch.
We must be going through an interference zone. I'll see if I can change course.
It's the triangle. Its magic is about to consume you.
Hello. Communication seems to be jammed. I'll go forward.
Or perhaps there's a bad guy on the plane with a knockout gas canister. Steve wrestles with him, and in the end they're all unconscious, including the bad guy and both pilots. So the inevitable happens.
The plane's gonna crash.
I assume that wasn't part of the plan. The guy with the gas mask was supposed to take the plane over. He blew it. Now what?
Got a fix on the plane. We've got to intercept it.
I can't, Dr. Solano. I'm losing her. Some type of interference. I can't detect the source.
Well, back to the drawing board. He'll have to find another way to work out his plan. What is his plan, anyway? In one of the most amazing coincidences ever, they're about to crash on Paradise Island.
Their aircraft engine's all right, but not the kind I remember.
In all those intervening years, she's never heard another plane go overhead? I find that hard to believe.
It's entering the magnetic field now.
They have a magnetic field around the island that knows how to steer planes that they've never encountered before.
A plane from the outside world is landing.
Yes, I know. It's under our control.
Using their magnetic field, they figure out how to lower the landing gear and bring this type of plane they haven't even heard before in for a perfect landing on the beach. Diana and the others head inside to see about the people.
Steve? It can't be.
Why not? If you could stay young like this, who's to say he didn't find a way too? Little bitty Linda Carter carries enormous Lyle Wagner to their settlement, while other Amazons bring the rest of the passengers and crew. The doctor examines Steve and says he's fine, he's just been drugged. Why are you so concerned?
Well, it's just that he looks exactly like someone I knew once. Only that man would have to be over 60 years old.
Later, we'll learn that this is Steve Trevor Jr., son of the late Major General Steve Trevor. I assume he died of old age. I mean, once you pass 60, it's all over, right? Hippolyta, now played by veteran stage actress Beatrice Straight, is pondering the situation.
I'm more interested in the reason the aircraft landed on Paradise Island.
Because you used your magnetic thing to make them land there. Have you already forgotten?
Well, the scientific council examined the data and questioned the people under light hypnosis. The plane was to be taken over by one of the crew, Joseph Gorham.
Goran only knew that after he took over the plane, an international terrorist organization would tell him where to take it. Hippolyta says these terrorists are like Nazis?
Maybe worse. This time, not one nation against others, but an organization trying to destroy all governments.
Praise Athena that madness doesn't trouble us.
But if things keep going, it will. Technology will catch up to them, and the island will be discovered, and then they'll be right in the big fat middle of it again.
We have to send an emissary into the outside world to investigate this threat.
You? As Wonder Woman again? No.
Mother.
Never.
Hippolyta's word is firm, not happening this time.
Those in favor of my daughter returning to the outside world, raise their hands. So be it.
I know, it's an old joke, but they're almost required to do it given what we know of Hippolyta's character. Another girl challenges Diana for the right to go, and they have the ultimate contest, bullets and bracelets.
Good. Since neither of you can be harmed, the contest can begin.
We've upgraded. Now we're painting them gold with red stars. They were just drab gray before. This is much more stylish. And unlike the season 1 pilot, we don't shoot directly at each other anymore. We shoot at the target while the other Amazon stands to the side and tries to keep the bullet from hitting it. Well, of course, Diana wins the contest and the right to go to the outside world again. Step 1, prepare Steve to accept her.
You have been assigned a new assistant. You will accept her and prepare others to accept her. Her name is Diana Prince.
Hey, my dad had an assistant by that same name. Are you Diana Prince Jr.? It's time to see the new network, modern-day, updated Wonder Woman costume.
Magic bracelets.
Magic? I thought they were just made of a metal that stops bullets and the rest was Amazon's skill. When did they become magic?
Your tiara. The costume with a secret belt of strength.
It sure wasn't secret in the first season. The whole world knew about it and everybody and his dog was always pulling it off her.
The golden lasso of truth and then forgetfulness.
So the lasso has been upgraded too.
The garb of justice. My daughter, they are yours.
No time like the present to try it on, just in case it needs a little alteration here and there.
If you need me, you can contact me through the ruby in your tiara.
The tiara has also been upgraded, and I noticed the belt is less obvious this time, so some yo-yo can't just yank it off her and render her powerless.
They're in the exact same positions as they were when they were gassed, verified by their own memories.
Good.
And Steve and Gorham?
They're all under light hypnosis now. Our magnetic control will take the plane 12,000 feet. Then a note on this flute will revive them with no memory of what's happened.
Diana will operate the plane on takeoff, then when it reaches 12,000 feet, she'll transfer to her invisible plane, which will be following on automatic pilot, or something like that. Then she'll zoom on ahead and get to Samara before they do. Yes, that's the name of the South American country they're heading to. Today, Hollywood would just pick one of the banana republics and use that name, but in the 70s, it was standard procedure to make up a country name. Usually they'd try to make it sound vaguely like something in the region the country is supposed to be in. We're in Latin America. Samara sounds remarkably not Spanish. Really, it sounds like it could be a city out of the Arabian Nights. Are we even trying? Question. If their magnet dinghy can control the plane precisely enough to bring it in for a perfect landing, why does she have to turn it on and work the throttle? She said one note, not the entire Ocarina of Time song list. She's never heard a jet engine before, but her new, improved, upgraded, invisible plane is shaped like a jet fighter. This may be starting to lose me. Dr. Solano learns that the plane is back on the radar after being missing for 2 days, and he can't do anything to stop it from reaching Samara. He'll have to go there. Oh, I see. Samara is the city. Latin America is the country.
Why, that's absurd. This can't be the 6th.
But it is, Dr. Samuels. Wednesday the 6th. You have been missing for 2 days.
Well, that's insane.
Not much the Amazons could do about that. After some more pointless head scratching, Steve meets his new associate.
I just flew in. I'm Diana Prince.
You will accept her.
Oh, yeah, of course. You have to forgive me. I've been out of touch for a few days.
That's all right.
Have you had a chance to get yourself organized?
Yes, sir. I have the conference agenda and some background studies. The first meeting's tonight at the Institute of Technology.
And by the way, she's wicked efficient. Try to keep up.
Evening, Mr. Trevor, and welcome. I'm Gloria Marquez.
How do you do? I'd like to have you meet my associate, Diana Prince.
Hi, how do you do? Oh, yes, we just received your name.
Well, I was sort of an afterthought.
I can't believe that. Steve?
If she's not evil, I'll eat her wig. The only reason to treat Diana that way is if she sees her as competition, which means she has something in mind for Steve. And I doubt it's what he's hoping for.
What country do you represent, Miss Marquez?
It's Gloria, please. I'm with the Guanarayan delegation.
I see.
The other country involved here is Guanare. That also doesn't sound very Spanish. It sounds more like a recipe for bat dung cookies.
The chairperson for this evening's meeting is the honorable representative from the Republic of Guanarai, Dr. Solano.
He starts by thanking the U.S. for giving them a nuclear power plant. We already know he's the bad guy. What's his angle?
We all have the same questions. How will the plant be transported to Samara? Once it is here, how will it be protected?
Steve says ships are too slow and easy to attack, so we intend to deliver it by air. Fly the modules in, set them up, you have a working power plant in a month. Solano and Carla start asking for details of the airlift, and Steve says no can do. Security and all that.
Afraid it wouldn't reveal any key facts. What were you able to discover?
That Steve Trevor is a very dedicated man.
What about his associate?
The Prince girl? Not your type.
She says, don't lose your cool, I'll work on Trevor in Washington and I'll get what you need.
Infuriating. Months I spent millions just controlling the government of Guanaray.
Hold on a second.
Guanarai?
Guanaray.
They're supposed to be from the same country, but they can't figure out how to pronounce it.
Got that nuclear plant.
Why is it so important?
Because it is power. Because Latin America is the fulcrum on which geopolitical power is balanced. With nuclear fuel, I can disrupt that power.
You'd start a war.
I'm not sure how she got that from what he said. Mostly because I've watched it 10 times and I'm still not sure what he said.
Several wars. Small ones. Each one bleeding strength away from the antique concept of nationalism, creating a new international structure in the world.
With guess who on top?
His ultimate plan is?
Try to take over the world.
And as world domination schemes go, this one is really stupid. For all he knows, nationalism will get even stronger. The world will descend back into little city-states like ancient Greece. He could find himself the sole dictator at the north end of Sacramento. Back in Washington, Diana is getting a tour of the computer room.
And now, Miss Prince, before you leave, I'd like to show you Iraq.
Iraq?
The computer is also voice actuated. Interpret Iraq.
Information retrieval associative computer.
It talks, it answers questions. What's it for?
And security for Iraq?
Maximum. The computer, after all, contains all the personnel files for 5 major federal departments.
Oh, that's what it's for.
Iraq can be activated only by a specific code key, which you just saw.
So now you know how to hack into it if you need to. But of course, that would never happen.
I am now locking the chamber. The combination I am tapping out is the only one that will open it. It's changed daily.
And since you obviously won't be back today, it's okay to show it to you. Unfortunately, she got so into the music she tapped out Rhapsody in Blue on the keypad and security arrested her. She slips in, accesses Iraq, and inserts her background information into the files. She's now legitimate and the computer will verify it. Time to get to work being Diana Prince. What's that involve? We'll find out next time. Until then, I'm Irving, and you are now exiting Cartertopia.